Good evening and welcome. My name's Dan. If you're new here, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, ring the little bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new videos. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate y'all being here. And tonight, I want to talk a little bit about one of the things that preppers seem to have a problem with, and that's staying organized. Excuse me. Organization, from everything from your preps to your bug out bag, it's something that we have a tendency to become disorganized on, because we stockpile so much stuff in case of an SHTF that it can be kind of hectic to manage. Now, Prepper Nerd has a app on his channel or his website. If you want to go check it out, it'll help you to keep your preps organized. It's a great little app. Anyhow, I will post a link to his webpage in the description below. It's just preppernerd.com. I think there's a dash in there. Anyhow, whether it's your food, your bug out bag, everything needs to be organized. Organize it according to when you bought it. Always rotate it to the front. Try to keep everything that's like together, like all your green beans together, your corn together. I do this with everything. And with this app, I love it because it lets me know how much of everything that I have, and we store about 1.5 years worth of food at our house for 7 people. Okay, because I prep not just for me and my wife, but in case my children show up in an SHTF, I want to have food to account for them. And if they don't, I'll have food that I can share with neighbors and so forth. And odds are we probably won't be at our house for long in an SHTF. We will go out to our bug out location, and out there we have about 5 years of food for 7 people stored up. A lot of it's home canned food, but a lot of it's also store-bought food. I'm not much on the dehydrated meals except for emergency use, like like if I'm going from my house to the bug out location and I'm on foot, I'll have the emergency meals, the 30-year. Sorry, somebody was walking outside my truck. But I have a tendency to stay more toward the home canned foods and the store-bought foods, which last a lot longer than the expiration dates. According to the FDA, the canned foods that you buy at the store can actually last up to 30 years because of the preservatives that they put in it and the way that it's processed and sealed up. Okay, so as long as the can's not dented or had damage or rusted or anything like that, and it's not swollen up, you open it up, smell it, and 99.99% of the time they said it's going to be good. Okay, as long as it's been stored in a proper setting too, cool, dark place. Out at our bug out location, we have when we bought the place, we didn't know it was there, but we discovered that there was a old bunker from the 50s that was built there, and it has actually 4 bedrooms in it, and a living room, a bathroom, and a kitchen. So it's actually a pretty big thing. Granted, the bedrooms aren't huge, but they're about 10 by 10, so it's enough size. But we store foods down there, and the temperature in the summertime never gets above like 72 degrees down there, and in the wintertime it never drops below 60, and it's dry, so, and dark in there unless we have the light on, but it has air filtration and all that. Anyhow, we also have root cellars that we've dug out and built up. So we have plenty of food stored, but we have to be able to have inventory of what we have. And that app that I was telling you that Prepper Nerd designed is a really good app for helping keep track of what you have and when it was bought or canned or whatever. You know, we can go for a long time and never wind up having to eat the same thing again because we have freezers full of food, as well as our pantries are fully stocked. Hell, I've got food sitting around everywhere, but it's all organized. Okay, I know what is where. We have lists of what food is stored where in the house, because we don't just store it in our pantry. We store it in totes that are stuck under our beds, in our closets. I've got some foods that I even store in my entertainment cabinet. and I've mentioned that before. My sister wanted to borrow some DVDs, and she went to look where the DVDs are supposed to be in the cabinet. She opened it up, and she's like, "Why is there food in here?" But it was pretty funny. And but you need to keep everything organized for your food, but you also need to keep your bug out bag organized. Know what's in there. Have a list that you can keep in your bug out bag that tells you what's in there, when it was put in there, just various things. And like I have a list, for example, of my fire starting materials. It has a ferro rod, a Fresnel lens, a Bic lighter, well, a couple of Bic lighters actually, a Zippo lighter, an electronic lighter. I have several different ways to start a fire, as well as I have some fat wood. I have cotton balls with Vaseline. I have some fire cloth. Just various things. But I have a list of how much of each I have in there, and when it was put in there and all that. I have a list of my medical supplies that are in my bug out bag, everything from tourniquets to bandages to, stop clot, just various things. I have a list of everything and when I bought it, and put it in there. And I go through my bug out bag every 3 months. Okay, because that's about when you need to start thinking about swapping out your clothing for the season and so forth. Like here before long, we just got done going through and putting in some springtime clothing. Before long, we'll go through in June and we will put in our summer clothes. And then when fall comes around, spring and fall clothes are pretty similar to each other, really, because we got like windbreaker and stuff like that. And, we just rotate things out. They say that your batteries will stay good for 10 years unopened, but I have a tendency, after 5 years, I take them out. I put new ones in and I use up the ones that I took out. But I also keep rechargeable batteries in there, along with a solar battery charger. It'll hold up to the D cells. It'll do 9 volts and AA's and AAA's. You can find that on Amazon. I think it's like $20 to $30 for that, but it works really well. Then we have, just miscellaneous things. I keep topographical maps in there. Now my bug out bag, it's set up for me being out here on the road, because I could be up to 1,000 miles away from home when it hits the fan, and I need to make sure that I'll be able to get home using what's in my bag. Okay, so yes, my bag is set up for 1,000 miles to be able to sustain me. It has everything that I would need, including a little pup tent, emergency bags. I have emergency blankets, emergency sleeping bags, in case something happens to my wool blanket or my sleeping bag that I carry out here. It has a inflatable air mattress. It airs up a couple of inches. You have to use your foot to pump it up, but it's a mat to keep me up off the ground so that my body heat doesn't get drained by laying directly on the ground. You can actually get hypothermia from your body laying on the ground. Plus, it keeps the critters off of me and stuff. But I have flashlights in there and all the things I would need. Now, as far as food goes, I can't fit enough food in my bug out bag to get me 1,000 miles. Now, I do have a rucksack up in the cabinet over here that has about 150 packets of, well, I've got one out here for you, of the freeze-dried foods. They're really light, so the entire rucksack only weighs a couple of pounds, so I'll put that back up there here in a little bit. But I keep those. So I got my bug out bag, I got my rucksack. The rucksack, like I said, only weighs a couple of pounds with all the food in it. I have ways to purify water. I have a Sawyer Mini. I have a life straw. I have a generic life straw when I carry some activated charcoal in there as well. But I can purify water along the way. I have a little camp cook set that is in my bug out bag, along with a little folding camp stove. So if I'm it hits the fan and I'm out here on the road and I can't get through with my semi or whatever and I have to go on foot, well, I'm prepared for that just in case. Normally I would carry my motorized bicycle with me, but it got damaged over the winter, and so it's getting repaired right now. It holds 1 gallon of gas. It'll do 45 mile an hour. It has mountain bike tires on it. I can also pedal it as well, and it's collapsible. It folds up. Excuse me, I just got done eating Chinese food, and I ate some spicy foods, some Mongolian beef. It was pretty spicy, but it's making my sinuses run and giving me a little bit of heartburn. But it folds up and I can store it on the back of my semi, and it's normally back there, but like I said, it got damaged, so it's off being repaired right now. But I can get quite a distance on that bicycle with 1 tank of gas on it. I can get a couple of 100 miles on the thing. It's just a little 4-stroke engine on it, just small little thing, but it'll do 45 mile an hour. That's the top speed on it. I'm trying to see if the guy that's working on it for me right now, if he can actually get some extra horsepower out of it to get it going a little faster. But if I run out of gas, I can always pedal it. But it'd be nice to have it back on my truck, because especially with the way that things are going right now in this country, I mean, there's more riots starting up and everything, so it would be nice to have it in case I needed it. But back to my point. Spend a little time to organize everything. I have in my bug out bag, I have a little 3-ring folder thing. It's about 1 inch thick altogether, but I run mainly the same routes all the time. Okay, so I know where I'm going. If I'm going to North Carolina, I know that I will normally be going to Raleigh, North Carolina. So I printed out topographical maps from Raleigh, North Carolina back to my house. Okay, so, and I know what routes I would be taking. I have for the main highways as well as the back roads, but all the way back to my house. I carry an atlas with me as well, So, yeah, it adds some weight to my bag, but at least I'll know where I'm going, and I don't have to worry about electronics or any of that, because I can read a map. I got a compass, and I know how to set the azimuth on it. Because if you're working with a compass and you've never worked with a compass before, you need to find out what the azimuth is, because you have true north, and then you have magnetic, or yeah. Uh, Anyhow, you have magnetic north, and then you have actual north. So you need to be able to set the azimuth to to north for your area, and you can find that information online. Uh, I don't know if any of y'all had ever been through Boy Scouts or any of that, but they do teach you in there. But these are just little things that I do to help keep me organized. I have a full list of everything that's in my bag. In each compartment, it has a list inside the compartment. I unzip it, open it up. Okay, so I know this is in here, this is in here, this is in here. Okay, put it back in, zip it up, open it up another one, unzip it, pull the paper out. Okay, I know this is in here and here, and I go through and I make sure that it's in there. You know, because you don't want, in an SHTF, you don't want to be having to grab your bag and go, oh damn, is this in there? Is that in there? Did I replace this? Did I replace that? Like right now, I broke my last little ferro rod that I had in there. So I bought another one. That's what this here is. It's a little ferro rod. Uh, okay. Little ferro rod here. And the striker is built into the handle here. And you can tell it's new. I barely scraped it. So I got to get all that black stuff off there in order to be able to use it properly. I'd probably take a little piece of sandpaper and just go around it, because trying to scrape it off with the striker is a pain in the butt. And but I got 2 of these for like $10, and I can put them on my keychain and have it with me. I can put it on a necklace if I wanted and carry it around my neck. I gotta put it in my bug out bag. But I'd hate to see somebody out here, running around and wasn't organized enough to have the things that they needed in their bags, didn't know for sure what was in their bags. So make sure you get organized. Anyhow, this has been Dan. I hope all of you have PTSD. And by that I mean preps to survive disasters. You all have a good night. God bless. Stay safe. Keep on prepping. If you'd like to email me, my email will be in the description below, as well as the links to support my channel if you choose to do so. Y'all have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.